Thank you, Mr. President. I take this time to share with my colleagues a meeting that I had last Thursday in Montgomery County, Maryland, with Casa de Maryland. We put together a roundtable discussion to talk about immigration and the need for immigration reform and the concerns we had about the current status of people that are concerned about what is happening with immigration enforcement. And that was before the President made his announcement on terminating the DACA program, the program that provides relief for the Dreamers, those who have been in this country for a long period of time and only know America as their home. And I must tell you, at that discussion I had last Thursday in Montgomery County, Maryland, it was clear to me about the fear of uncertainty. I talked to many families that were concerned about how the Trump administration was enforcing our current laws, what would be the resolution of the temporary protective status that people are here legally under TPS, and I had a chance to see firsthand some of the Dreamers that are here under the protection of the DACA program. It was very clear to me that what the people in that meeting were looking for was leadership in Washington that recognized that it's in our national interest for us to provide the type of legal protection to these individuals who have made America their home, who took the risk to come here for a better life for their families, to have a way in which we could provide them the protection that they need. These individuals came to this country, the children, particularly the Dreamers, when they came with their parents. It was the parent decision to try to find a better life for their children. They only know America as their country. They don't know where the country from where they came from. America is their only home. They've helped to build this great nation. They've attended our schools, they have joined our military, they have joined our workforce, and they truly are the future of America. The DACA program, which we recently celebrated its 5th anniversary, provided protection for these Dreamers against arbitrary removal. It only applied to those who came to this country when they were younger than 16 years of age. They had to be here before January 2007. They had to go through a background check to make sure that they had not violated any of our criminal statutes. And they had to have been enrolled in schools or our military. So it was really dealing with young people who were innocent in regards to any of the violations of our immigration law. It really dealt with individuals who came to this country and were part of America. The DACA program provided not only protection against removal, but gave them the protection in the workforce. They were given documentation so that they could legally work here in the United States and get the protection of our labor laws and not be subject to an underground economy or the abuses in the workforce that sometimes we see among immigrant families. Mr. President, 800,000 children have taken advantage of the DACA program. In my state of Maryland, 10,000 are registered under the DACA program. And then comes President Trump's decision this past week. His decision to terminate the program in 6 months, terminate it now as far as new DACA registrations, but to terminate this program. What that immediately did is provide uncertainty and fear to 800,000 individuals in this country and their families. President Trump's decision is tragic in 3 ways. First, it has the potential of ripping families apart, 800,000 here in the United States. It provides uncertainty to those who are currently in the DACA program. It provides fear as to what tomorrow will bring. and will drive many of these individuals into out into the shadows, into the underground, into protecting themselves against the enforcement of removal. Secondly, this decision is tragic by President Trump for a second reason. It will hurt our economy. Mr. President, I got the numbers in Maryland. I think it was somewhere around $500 million to our state GDP from the Dreamers alone. The Dreamers are part of our economy. They're adding to our economy. I got a phone call from one of our major employers in Maryland expressing grave concern about President Trump's decision, the impact it will have on that company and on our economy. These are individuals who have been trained in our schools, who have gone to our colleges, who have served in our military, and are now adding to the economic strength of America in their employment and in their innovation. It makes no sense from the point of view of our economy. And then the third reason the president's decision was tragic is one that speaks to the strength of America. What makes America the great nation that it is? Yes, we are proud of those who serve in our military, and we know that we have the strongest military in the world, and we're very proud of the way that our military protects this country and provides global leadership. And yes, we are very proud of our economy and what it produces and the economic growth that it provides for the people in this country and its engagement in the global economy. But what really makes America this unique, strong nation it is our values, what we stand for, our democratic institutions. The fact that we are the beacon of hope for people all over the world, on providing opportunity, that you can come to this country with dreams and those dreams can become reality. What America's values are about. And President Trump's decision to end the DACA program runs afoul to the principles that have made America the great nation it is. That we are a safe haven for those who are seeking refuge from persecution. That we are a nation that embraces diversity, recognizes diversity as our strength. President Trump's decision to end the DACA program runs afoul of America's core values. It weakens us as a nation and certainly weakens our global leadership on our values as we present that to the global community. So, Mr. President, as a result of that decision, what do we need to do? Each one of us needs to stand up and be counted, speaking out about America and what makes this nation the great nation it is. And then collectively, we need to take action to show the American people that we will stand up, not just for the Dreamers, and we need to stand up for the Dreamers, but we will stand up for the values that have made America the great nation that it is. Mr. President, I support S. 1615, a bill that has been introduced by Senator Durbin and Graham, a bipartisan bill, and I thank both of our colleagues for their leadership in bringing that bill forward. That bill would provide the protection for the Dreamers, for the DACA, so that Congress will say, no, Mr. President, we do not want to terminate this program. That this program's in our national security interest. This program is in why America is the strong nation it is. It's not just right for the 800,000, it's right for all people in this country. And then, Mr. President, this body showed great leadership a few years ago when we passed comprehensive immigration reform. I'm for passing comprehensive immigration reform. Let's take care and protect the Dreamers, and then let's work together to pass comprehensive immigration reform that we did just a few years ago that was never taken up in the House of Representatives. And let me close by just telling a few stories about Dreamers in Maryland. One appeared in the Baltimore Sun. It begins, Jesus Perez doesn't remember much about his journey to the United States 2 decades ago, beyond his parents using a simple phrase that would change the course of his life: we're leaving. Perez was 5 when he left Mexico. He never looked back. Perez is now 25 years old research assistant at the Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. For Mr. Perez, the DACA program was a relief that allowed him to come out of the shadows. It also allowed him to take the job at Hopkins and to get a standard driver's license. To now have it in limbo means that you either lose it all or restart all over again, Perez said, trailing off. I'm not going to let that happen. We will win in the end. I want Mr. Perez to know that we're going to fight here in the United States Senate, not just for his ability to remain here in the United States, but what that means for the strength of our country. In Maryland, our university community has strongly supported the DACA program. Dr. Lowe, the president of the University of Maryland College Park, called the decision antithetical to the core values of higher education. He vowed in a letter to students and staff to continue to identify all avenues available for offering support. Johns Hopkins University President Ron Daniels and the provost, Mr. Kumar, reaffirmed the university's support for the DACA, saying that Johns Hopkins University's students directly impacted by the decision will be given the aid they need to complete their degrees. President Daniels and Provost Kumar said, quote, "The decision on DACA will not deter us from working to ensure that all members of our community can participate fully in our mission, the pursuit of excellence in education, discovery, and service to the world," end quote. Well, as President Lowe and as President Daniels fight on behalf of the DACA children, we need to also let the American people know that we're going to fight for what makes this nation the great nation it is. The Baltimore Sun also told the story of Monica Perez, was one of the dozen of dreamers from Maryland who rallied near the White House on Tuesday to protest the decision. The 23-year-old Baltimore woman came to the United States from Mexico when she was 7 years old. Ms. Perez said, "DACA gives us the opportunity to feel safe. We've already been in the shadows for so long." Ms. Perez works for Casa de Maryland. I'm just scared for my parents, for myself, and for my whole community. Mr. President, let us do the right thing and immediately extend the DACA program. These are not 800,000 faceless individuals. I just urge all my colleagues to get to know the dreamers and to understand their life story. It's heart-wrenching, the courage that they have shown, the obstacles they've overcome. Let's not put obstacles in their way. Let's allow their dreams to be able to become true. Let's stand up and be candid and fight for the dreamers. Let's work together to protect their status, and then let's work together to fix our broken immigration system. That's our responsibility. This is our opportunity. Let's work together to get this done. With that, Mr. President, I would suggest the absence of a quorum.